Hello, welcome to Material Science and Metallurgy course. I am Chandrasekhar, Associate Professor in Mechanical Engineering at Nalgonda Reddy Engineering College, Hyderabad. In this video, we will be discussing about crystal structure and its outcome of Unit 1. One of the most important to understand material behavior is crystal structure. If we understand crystal structure, we will be able to understand material behavior in a much better way. Actually, lot of properties depend upon the what is crystal structure of the material. So, what are the unit outcomes of crystal structures in which we will understand what is crystal structure and its importance. Now, unit outcomes are: first in outcome, describe the crystal structure and its influence on physical, mechanical and electrical properties. Second outcome is analyze the imperfection in solids. Third outcome is identify the dislocation strengthening mechanisms. And last outcome is understand the critically resolved shear stress. Let's talk about unit outcome 1, that is describe the crystal structure and its influence on physical, mechanical and electrical properties. Consider a crystal. We know that the main characteristics of crystalline solids is its regular and repeating pattern of constituent particles. For example, when we cool water, we get ice, and this ice is a crystalline solid. Now, when we replace these particles with representative points, a crystal lattice is obtained. Then, what is crystal lattice? Crystal lattice is defined as the three-dimensional arrangement of constituent particles represented diagrammatically such that each particle is depicted as a point. Such arrangements is known as crystal lattice. For example, we have shown platinum solid particle to crystal lattice and structure of platinum. There are 14 possible three-dimensional lattices known to us. These lattices are named after the French mathematician who first discovered it. Thus, they are known as Brevius lattices. Now, we know what is crystal lattice. Let us study some of its characteristics. Each point in a crystal lattice is called lattice point or lattice site. Each point in a crystal lattice represents constituent particles which may be an atom or a molecule or an ion. Lattice points are joined together by straight line with any angle to bring out the geometry for a crystal lattice. Now, if we observe the crystal lattice in three-dimensional, we can notice that there is a small group of lattice points that repeat itself again and again to form an entire crystal lattice. This small group of lattice points is known as unit cell. Thus, the unit cell is the smallest portion of a crystal lattice. When repeated in different direction generates entire lattice. We can also define unit cell is the simplest repeating unit in a crystal is called a unit cell. We have two-dimensional unit cell example NaCl. These are the points with identical environments. Here we showed the unit cell sizes are same with an equal distance in crystal lattice. A unit cell is represented by three edges A, B and C, represented along x-axis, y-axis and z-axis of three-dimensional entity, and these edges may or may not be mutually perpendicular to each other. When these edges are joined, they form a certain angle. They are represented as alpha, beta and gamma. The angle between B and C is alpha. The angle between A and C is beta. And the angle between A and B is gamma. Thus, the unit cell is characterized by 6 parameters A, B, C and alpha, beta and gamma. Now, let us study about unit cell in details. That is, basic unit of crystal lattice. This is the unit cell when it repeats itself in three-dimensional arrangements. We get entire crystal lattice. These are the corners and this is the edge and these are the faces. Let's count corner of unit cell 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. There are 8 corners in the unit cell. Let's count the edges. There are 12 edges in the unit cell. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 and 12. Let's see how many faces are there. There are 6 faces in the unit cell. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. We must know all this to know the variety of unit cell. That how many unit cells are there. There are 3 types of unit cells. One is simple unit cell. Second one is basic cubic unit cell. Third one is face-centered unit cell. All 3 types depends upon the way the constituent particles are situated. Let's discuss each one by one. In this simple unit cell, constituent particles situated only at the corners. There are 8 corners. We know that and constituent particles will be only at these corners. As we can see, white balls. In the body-centered unit cell, the constituent particles are present at the corner, that is 8 corners will be occupied, shows in white balls, and there will be a one atom inside this unit cell, shows red ball in between white balls. This is basic cubic center. The third one is face-centered unit cell, that is FCC. In the FCC, the constituent particles are present at the corners, that is the 8 corners will be occupied, and the atom, all the constituent particles will be present at the corners. We know that there are 6 faces and the constituent particles will be present in the center of the each faces. So such a type of unit cell is known as face center unit cell. Now, as I explained in the simple unit cell, there are atoms only at the corners, and each corner is contributing only 1/8, and these are 8 corners. So in the simple unit cell, the total number of atoms will be 1. In case of BCC unit cell, the atoms present at the corners, and there is an atom in which is present inside the body. This will be contribute only to this unit cell. It will not be sharing, so the total number of atom will be 2. Now, face-centered unit cell, in FCC, the atoms are presented at the corners 1/8 contribution, and FCC at present, the center of the each faces, when we generate the crystal lattice, the atoms of the center faces will be shared by 2 unit cells. So 6 faces half contribution, then the total number of atom will be 4. Thank you.